A massive downpour across New South Wales overnight has left bridges cut off, shopping malls surrounded by floodwaters and communities under evacuation orders. The Australian Defence Force is on standby to assist as rivers break their banks in regional areas and on Sydney's outskirts. And the Weather Bureau warns it's not over yet.
The last-minute dash for drivers as relentless rain threatens the Richmond Bridge.
Another hour, they'll shut the bridge. It's an absolute nightmare. You get stuck in here.
This is a heartbreaking time, not for just the people here, but it's the people down the river system as well.
Making it almost impossible to get to work and access supplies.
We're without food for almost 2 weeks and 25,000 of us.
But some see the benefits.
They're good because we don't have to go to school. Sad because I don't get to see my friends.
A similar story for the School of Fish. This one not taking any chances. There were 717 calls for help in the last 24 hours and 26 flood rescues. There are currently 102 flood warnings across New South Wales. In the past 24 hours, there were widespread falls of 30 to 50 millimetres in inland areas, while parts of the South Coast and Hunter exceeded 100 millimetres of rain.
The landscapes It's not really able to soak up much of that water, and it's all flowing into the river systems.
Fast-moving floodwaters tearing up roads, parts of the highway collapsing in a landslip at Lithgow. In Dubbo, the local shopping mall surrounded. The Woolworths car park too.
They might have lost the keys.
Sports fields and the cemetery all waterlogged.
I've seen it probably once like this about 20 years ago, I think.
Holidays taking a dreadful turn.
We don't know whether we'll be able to get out, so we just have to wait and see.
Cars were again swallowed in Wyong and in the Illawarra, where a trapped driver was extracted from the vehicle.
Do not drive or enter floodwaters under any circumstances. It places you at risk, it places your family or your passengers at risk, and it places at risk the lives of the emergency services volunteers.
Cascading water at Parramatta cancelled ferry services, while locals in Queanbeyan came out to see the water consume Morisset low-level bridge. And the mighty Macquarie River engulfed this bridge in Bathurst overnight. For those at muddy Mount Panorama, it could be a slow exit from the track. But there's plenty of ways to kill time.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, we got it. Oh, West Australian rock lobster.
A few days of reprieve lifting spirits, but the flood risk not over.
Keziah Dawn reporting there. And for more, let's go now to Amanda Jason. And Amanda, the rain might have gone, but the flood threat certainly hasn't.
It has not, Chris. There are two types of flooding. We have flash flooding. That water comes up very fast when we see a burst of heavy rain, but that water also recedes quite quickly. Riverine flooding takes a little while longer. It could take a day or two, sometimes even weeks, as we wait for that water to flow through the waterways and into whatever catchment it's headed for. Now, as it does so, it can mean that some residents wait days or weeks for their peak and can sometimes be isolated and cut off by floodwaters for weeks on end. Now, even though that system cleared off the coast really by the early hours of Sunday morning, we are still going to be seeing this flood threat for the days to come, with more heavy rain returning to inland parts of New South Wales on Wednesday, bringing a further risk of flooding. Now, we also saw a burst of heavy falls overnight around the southeast of the state. That caused the need for flood rescues and has cut off some people. Now, we have been seeing that rain clearing off the coast by the early hours of Sunday morning, but not before dumping some heavy falls to 9 a.m. Lake Conjola saw 127 millimetres. That was near Ulladulla. Windale on the central coast, over 100 millimetres of rain, and even some heavy falls around the southwest and northwest of Sydney. We are going to be seeing further rain returning later in the week. For now, though, a high pressure ridge is building in behind this, but I'll have more details of the rain expected next week a little later in the bulletin.
See you then. Thanks, Amanda. Keziah Dawn joins us now from Windsor in Sydney's northwest. Keziah, is the Windsor Bridge about to go under yet again?
Chris, it's hard to say. The waters here are continuing to rise, and today emergency services did warn that the bridge could close and is likely to go under for possibly a third time this year. However, others in other parts of these areas have already been cut off. We caught up with Ben Males and his family in Colo today. They're already using a dinghy to get in and out of their home, to access supplies and also visit family members.
Yeah, no, we do it all the time. It's sort of pretty much the norm down here at the moment. So
Sometimes I get nervous about it if it's really badly raining, but normally I'm fine with it.
People in Colo were issued with an evacuation order overnight, but it was already too late for a lot of people. Evacuation orders have also been issued for Lower Portland, Sackville and northern parts of Pitt Town, especially near Percy's Place Caravan Park, while other places remain under a watch and wait. The SES are prepared for more calls tonight. However, they are warning people to be prepared for more wild weather coming later in the week.
Thanks, Keziah. Keziah Dawn there, live from Windsor.